What's up, y'all? JSB the Creator, and I am back again with a new video today for y'all. And today's video is a little switch up, you know what I mean? I'm not really working on the custom. I just feel like sharing a story with y'all. So today's video will be a story time video on how American Airlines me over. As you can see from the title, me and American Airlines, we got beef. American Airlines is the ops right now. We don't see eye to eye right now. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give y'all the backstory on why me and American Airlines got real beef. Like, it's real beef. Like, this is like, if I see American Airlines, something is liable to go down.
It's on my hand, they just be snapping it. But guess what, baby girl, me and you see that's what's happening. Nigga
I might throw them hands, alright? And these hands ain't just made for painting either. Made for other things. Like filing complaints, lawsuits, and many other things. All right, so backstory. I went to Vegas with my boys a couple weeks back, months back, whatever, and had a blast. You know what I mean? We was out there having fun. You know, it was a great time. You know what I mean? And it was probably one of the most funnest experience I've had in a minute. Vegas is incredible. Well, it was incredible. It's mad expensive. Vegas is one of them places where you gotta get in, you get out. You know what I mean? If you don't live there, you get in and you get out. Spend a week there with your friends, have fun, get the hell out of there after that week. You know what I mean? So after spending the week in Vegas, you know what I mean? All of us were basically leaving on Sunday. It was about 10 of us, right? We're all leaving Sunday. My dumb ass is the only one leaving at like 7 a.m., right? To come back here to Miami. So my flight is at 7 a.m., you know what I mean? I get to the airport at like 4, you know what I mean? I'm there early, you know what I mean? I'm there big, bright, and early. So by the time I get through TSA and everything, it's like 5 something, not 6, it's like 5 something. So I'm chilling, I'm good, right? Announcement comes on the speaker. Hey guys, flight from Vegas to LA has been delayed. So I'm like, damn, because I had a Vegas to LA to Miami. I checked the time, it's delayed by like 4 or 5 hours, something crazy like that. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna miss my transfer flight from LA to Miami. Time to try and get a new flight. So the little kiosk thing is too full. It has way too many people trying to line up to change their flights. So they're just encouraging everyone to get on the phone, call American Airlines and try and find a transfer flight or a different flight. So I get on the phone, they're telling me, oh, it's like an hour wait, something crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Eventually I get through after like 30 minutes, and then the lady gives me a Vegas to Charlotte, Charlotte to Miami, right? So I'm like, okay, that's good. You know, I think the time for that one is at like 10 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, that's straight. So I'm gonna go to the kiosk, I'm gonna get them to take my bags off of this delayed flight and put them on the Charlotte flight. So I get to the kiosk, right? And I'm talking to the lady, she's typing on the computer. Oh, your Vegas to Charlotte flight has been delayed too. I'm like,
oh shit, here we go again.
she tells me that flight has been delayed. So I'm like, okay, I need to get to Miami. So can you give me a different flight? Can you find something that could get me to Miami? So she was like, okay, I got you. There's a Vegas to Dallas at 3 o'clock, Dallas to Miami that you could take. It'll get you into Miami, you know, later on today. So I'm like, okay, that's good. So she tells me to go to gate D6, right? She writes down D6 on my ticket. She prints me out a new ticket, writes down D and a 6, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I take my ticket, I look at it, and it says D11 on there, but she told me to go to D6. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to the lady. She knows what she's doing. Because sometimes, you know, when they transfer flights or flights get canceled and situations like that happen, sometimes the gate might change. Well, at least that's what I was told. So I sit down, I'm at the gate, I'm vibing, you know, waiting for time to pass by. And I'm like, wait, I'm looking up at D6 and it's not showing any information like on my flight. Like the flight that I have in front of me is not on the screens or anything. So I'm like, I'm a little confused. I've been chilling for like 2 hours or so. So I get up, I go to the desk. You know, at this point, I'm tired as hell. I'm tired, I'm hungry. Like I said, I'm only operating off of like 2 hours of sleep for the week and a lot of tequila in my body, right?
It's in the boxery.
Right? I walk over to the kiosk and I show the lady my ticket. I'm like, oh man, I'm a little confused on, you know, when is this flight? What is this flight? Where do I go?
I'm confused right now, G.
And she tells me, yeah, this flight already left.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I said, excuse me? It's like, yeah, this flight left already. It left like a 30 minutes, like an hour ago. I was like, whoa, what? I was like, ma'am, the lady told me to come to D6 to wait for this flight. She said, no, you were supposed to go to D11. It says it on the ticket. But I was like, ma'am, the lady wrote down D6 and told me to come here. And then that's when all hell broke loose. Lady went, looked at me and told me, do I have to teach you how to read a ticket?
Oh, don't make, oh, I almost punched you in your chest just now.
Me, I'm usually calm. I'm a calm dude. I'm cool. I like to joke around with people. I don't like to mess with people while they're on their jobs. You know what I mean? Jobs are stressful. I know, I get it. It's not on them a lot of the times. But that moment when she said that to me, I lost it. I snapped. I'm not gonna lie. I snapped on her. I was like, who you talking to like that? Don't talk to me like that. Number one, don't talk to me like that, because I ain't trying to come at you. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Don't be telling me, do I have to teach you how to read a ticket? And she said it in a very slick way. I'm telling her, okay, ma'am, I didn't snap yet all the way. I was starting to get a little agitated. So I was like, ma'am, she wrote down D6 on my ticket. You can see the D and the 6. She goes and she tells me now, I don't know what that could be.
What?
As in, she's insinuating that I wrote down the D and the 6 on the ticket. At that point, that's when I officially lost it. And I was like, who you talking to like that? I may have thrown in a couple curse words here and there, but I started making a scene. I was getting loud. Manager comes out. He's trying to calm me down. I'm explaining to her, I'm like, ma'am, don't speak to me like that. I didn't come to you disrespectful. I didn't come to this table trying to make an argument. I know we're all stressed out, but when you added your personality into the situation, it became a me and you situation. Now it's no longer trying to figure out where American Airlines is taking me. It's beef between me and you now. So I'm telling her coworker, I say, ma'am, can you at least acknowledge that's a D and a 6? And her coworker who was next to her was like, yeah, that's a D and a 6. But at the same time, it looked like she didn't want to intervene between me and Shorty, who I was arguing with. So the manager comes over. She's like talking shit to me. She prints me out a ticket, and she's like, well, guess what? I got you a ticket to Miami that'll get you into Miami today anyway. So here, take the ticket. So now she's being snobby about taking the ticket. The manager's like, hey man, take the ticket. And I'm taking the ticket, but I'm like, it's not about like getting me there at this point. It's how she came at me. It was very disrespectful. I didn't like it. So now I take the ticket. The guy's trying to calm me down. She's like, see, you're mad for no reason, because I got you a ticket and get you into Miami today. So I'm like, I'm not gonna have a back and forth no more with this lady. So now I'm talking to the manager. He's trying to calm me down. I'm like, look, sir, I don't get like this. You know what I mean? I know tensions are high right now. You got a plane that broke down. You know what I mean? Everyone is running around trying to figure out what's going on. It's a lot of stress happening, and I understand that. But I wasn't trying to stress anyone else out. I was just trying to figure out what's my current situation, because I don't understand how this lady wrote down D6 on my ticket, sends me the D6, then I missed the flight because she sent me to the wrong gate, and now I have to get a new ticket, which is this ticket. He looks at the ticket the lady just printed me, the lady who was like, I'm gonna get you into Miami today. Here, take the ticket. He looks at the ticket, he's like, oh, this won't get you into Miami today. This flight don't exist. I was like, oh my God. Immediately, I went back to the lady, and I was like, you see, you would have put me in the same situation that your coworker put me in from the other gate, and you was being snobby about it, telling me, oh, it's gonna get you into Miami. But the manager just told me that this flight, if I were to wait for it, I wouldn't get on because it doesn't exist, or something to that effect. So I started snapping on her again. He's like, no, don't get mad at her. She wouldn't know. It's in the system. All they can go off of is what they see in the system. So she didn't know. I know that because I am the manager. And I was like, yes, sir, but you gotta understand, the way she gave me that ticket, she was talking shit. All right. She was like, this will get you in Miami today. This will get you in Miami. Here, take the ticket. And I was like, you see, if she ain't never do all that, I could be more calm about this. Now I'm even more upset because the way she handed that ticket off to me to shut me up. And if I didn't talk to you, I would have sat down and I would have been waiting for something that didn't exist, and I would have got up, came to another kiosk, and they would have told me the same thing. You missed the flight, or this flight, you weren't going to get on this flight, etc., and I was going to still be here in Vegas. I'm trying to go home. I want to go home. I haven't slept. All right, I got leftover tequila in my body. I'm rotting. All right, I need to sleep. I need to get home. I need nutrients. So the lady who I was arguing with, she left, right? She felt embarrassed because she did all that bull, you know, whatever. All right. I don't know your name. All right. I was gonna file a complaint, but I spared you. I spared you. Nah, just kidding. You know, I don't care. I don't give a f about her. All right. I just want to go home. So the manager and her coworker are now searching up flights for me. You know, I'm sitting there chilling. Me and the manager are now kicking it, talking about Vegas. We kicking it. So the girl is like typing up stuff. She's like, "Oh, I found a psych." Oh no, that's gone. I found it. Oh no, that one's full. Oh, I found it. Oops, no. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What tickets do you guys have? Last resort. She said, I have one thing left to get you into Miami. And I was like, what's that? She was like, there's a flight at 11 p.m. tonight that'll get you into Dallas, and Dallas to Miami. But it's a standby, but I'm gonna put you on high priority standby so you can get on. At that point, I'm like, standby, that's a no-no. I need to find another airline to take me home. So I'm hitting up my boys who are still in Vegas, because some of them haven't left yet. 2 of them got their flights like canceled off rip. And I'm trying to find another one of my friends. He's like, yo, check Frontier, da 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 da. I'm checking. His stuff is full. There's nothing available to get me back to Miami on any airlines, at least for a reasonable price. So I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do. So my homegirl hits me up and says, you know, if all the flights to Miami are full, what about Fort Lauderdale? So I'm like, oh yeah, you smart. Shout out to Sheena La Chinita. So then I check Fort Lauderdale. I find a flight from Spirit, and you know, it's a good price. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get this flight. It's a good time. It was like 10 p.m. to leave from Vegas to Orlando to Fort Lauderdale. So I'm like, okay, that's good. I just gotta stay here till 10. I go to one of the supervisors, come trying to figure out, yo, I need my money back from this situation. So he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know, with COVID and everything happening, they're probably not going to try and give you your money back. They're probably going to try and give you a flight voucher or something. But he's like, because you had so many changes on your flight, that they might give you your money back. So I was like, all right, at least you're keeping it real with me. So I'm like, forget that standby flight. I take the ticket just in case, to hold it, just in case something happens with my Spirit flight. So I go to the Spirit gate. I'm waiting. 10 o'clock hits. I'm like, I'm finally going home. I hop on Spirit and I want to go to sleep. Problem is, Spirit flights are mad uncomfortable. I can't put the chair back. You know, the desk is like really tiny. So like, I'm looking around to see how people are sleeping, because I know people are sleeping on the flight. So I'm looking around. I see people like scrunching their arms up to the side. I see people leaning their elbows on the desk with their face pressed against the seat in front of them. I'm like, damn, none of this looks comfortable. So I go and I start trying some of the stuff that they're doing. Lo and behold, the most comfortable one was when dude had the elbows on the desk with his face pressed up against the seat. So I'm laying down like that. I'm like, this is mad uncomfortable. I get up. I had to throw up because, like I said, I'm operating off of no food, basically. I had to eat Burger King or something like that earlier. Like, I'm dying at this point. Like, I'm barely sleeping. I can't sleep on the flight. We land in Orlando. I check the time. I have a good 40 minutes after we landed to get from my gate to the next flight. So I'm like, that's a good enough amount of time, right? What ends up happening is the plane lands, we're not moving. So I'm like, what's going on? Why aren't we moving? Like, announcement comes on. We don't have the guy who does the thing to park the plane or whatever. So we have to wait for them to come to park the plane. We're not going to park the plane until we get one of them. And I'm like, wait, what? Next thing you know, that 40 minutes that I had to wait for my next flight, we end up waiting on the tarmac for 40 minutes. Oh my God. I hop off the plane so quick as soon as we park. I go to the desk. I'm like, yo, where do I go to get to this gate? He looks at the flight. He's like, ugh. Calls the gate. He's like, hey man, has this plane left yet? Oh, you guys are gone? No, God, please, no. Okay, because I had someone who just got off their flight. Okay, all right. Yeah, man, sorry, the flight is gone. We're gonna have to get you a new one. So at that point, I'm like, no! I could barely talk at this point, right? I'm like, what flights do you guys have? Like, whatever it is, I'll just take it. What's the next flight to Fort Lauderdale? I just want to go home. He goes, searches it up. He's like, yeah, man. Now, mind you, I landed in Orlando at 6 a.m. in the morning. He's like, yeah, man, the next flight we have is for 11 a.m. So I'm like,
I am going to commit suicide.
At this point, a part of me wanted to cry. Like for the first, I was like, wow, I feel like I got beat up by this whole flight situation. So I'm sitting there like, all right, just give me the ticket. Grab the ticket. At this point, I have to sleep, but I'm afraid if I go to sleep, I'm gonna have like deep rest and I'm gonna sleep till like my flight is gone. So I make this like uncomfortable sleeping situation where I'm laying down on like a shoe bag, and then like to make sure it's painful, but at the same time it's like I can sleep on it, but at the same time not get too comfortable sleeping on it, so I can wake up when my alarm goes off. Wake up, my alarm goes off, catch the flight back to Fort Lauderdale, and then when I get home, that's when I find out my dog is dying. He ends up passing that same day I get back. Like it was like he was waiting for me to come back home to pass, you know. So that whole day was just a mess. I was supposed to leave Sunday. I ended up getting back home on Monday at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. Crazy, right? My ordeal doesn't end there. I go to try and get my money back from American Airlines, and the only way to do it is through online. So I go online. They're like, okay, we need your ticket number. I don't have a ticket number, right? Because when I bought my ticket, they gave me a confirmation code to type into the kiosk when I get to the airport to print my ticket. That ticket, initial ticket, I exchanged for another ticket, and then I exchanged that ticket for another ticket because I had so many changes that the last ticket I had was a standby ticket that had no ticket number on it. So I had to call American Airlines, right? I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I need a ticket number. Long story short, they gave my money back, but that ain't enough. I need more. All right, you guys ruined my Vegas trip. They ain't ruined it, but they ruined the end of my Vegas trip. They ruined it. I'm afraid to fly now. Next time I go on the trip, I don't care where it is. If I go on to Vegas, if I'm going to New York, somewhere, I'm going on a cruise ship. All right, I know cruise ships don't go from Miami to Vegas like that, but I don't care. I'm not taking a flight again. The airport is hell. All right, I don't want to do it. I can't take it no more. But yeah, that's the end of my story time. American Airlines, like I said, if you want to squabble, we could get it in, we can get it popping. I'm ready to throw them hands, right? But yeah, stay away from American Airlines unless they do you right. But for now, I'm staying away from them. All right, Spirit, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But till next time, guys, hope y'all enjoyed this little story time. I might do more of these if y'all enjoyed this one. Like I said, it's just a little quick little story time. I just felt like getting it off my chest. I just wanted to get y'all something, you know what I mean? So, you know, till next time, enjoy your day, night, or whatever it is, wherever you at. Peace. Might do a custom next video, or I might talk about something, or I might do a review. Like I said, it's my channel. I do what I want. Bye.